Hello and welcome back to the channel. How do I sign with a wrist brace on my right hand? I don't know. So as of September 28th, community captions are going to go away, which is very unfortunate, and I have a whole video about that. I'll put it over here. And because of that, they are now trying to do new and better things with their automatic captioning system. Basically, YouTube is censoring practically everything now. Great. But before we get into that, if you have not yet subscribed, be sure to do so and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos. I'm sure there's going to be more updates about this in the future. If you would like to support the work that I do have a Patreon page, and I also have a channel membership, which the button to that is down below. So whichever one tickles your fancy more, both work just as well. So if you are a user of automatic captions, and I know a lot of fellow deaf people don't like them, myself included, but I do end up using them because it is what it is, right? And YouTube's automatic captions have gotten better over the last couple of years, and I have a video about that as well. We'll link over here. But now it seems like ever since YouTube has decided that they're going to do away with community contribution, they just keep digging themselves into a deeper hole. And you may have noticed that as you are watching captions now with the automatic ones, that certain words will have brackets on them. Here is an example of what I'm talking about.
I was like really fucking good at COD. And so when I was like 15, I won a fuck ton of COD tournaments, shot glasses of Call of Duty, which is like lame as fuck to anyone who's over the age of 18, but 15-year-old me was like,
who can get the highest score?
Yeah, right. So basically it was like, you just fucking keep playing.
Yeah.
And I shit you not, I played fucking like Capture the Flag for like 20 hours straight doing this to win these shots.
That sounds like hell, man.
So what is happening is when a YouTuber is saying a swear word, the automatic captions will have brackets covering up that word. If you've watched Netflix, you've noticed the same thing. Queer Eye had a lot of this happening where they would say bad words and the captions would be censored. This happens on cable television as well. And the reason for this is because YouTubers, myself included, especially on Twitch, have been complaining about when they're talking in a video, right, they're saying stuff, and words that come up in the automatic captions would be really bad. And I don't mean just being wrong, but I mean racial slurs, homophobic slurs, etc., would pop up when they're not supposed to. And rightfully so, we've been complaining about it, and something needs to be done with that. So I'm not faulting YouTubers complaining about that, and I'm not faulting YouTube trying to come up with a solution for that. I don't think this is a solution though. Because our automatic captions can make mistakes, we want to be extra careful not to caption certain words incorrectly. So to better avoid these mistakes, viewers will now see brackets appear instead of a potentially inappropriate word when auto-generated subtitles / closed captions are turned on during playback. This is a new default setting for all automatic captions. Note, this setting does not apply to manual captions or audio tracks and can be turned off at any time by creators at the channel level. So yes, if you make your own captions, whether you buy them from someone else like Rev or iMedia, etc., or if you type them up yourself, or if you have community contribution for the next few days that we have them, you're not going to get the brackets. If you say fuck is going to show up. And I'm going to leave that in there and not bleep it out, and I'm going to leave the automatic captions on, and I want someone to tell me if that bracket shows up when I say that. And then there's a little tidbit at the bottom that shows creators how to turn that settings off. So like I said, you can turn it off, and I will have that article laying down below. So if you want to turn it off, which I would hope that you would, there you go. So it's not like the brackets are going to be permanent, as in this is what you get and that's it. But still, we want to help channels reach a wide audience and improve accessibility for everyone on YouTube. Sure, Jan. So we're committed to improving our systems and making automatic captions more accurate. Here's why this system is so frustrating. People who need captions, like deaf people, people with APD, auditory processing disorder, ADHD, people who are learning English as a second language, etc., and especially deaf people, we are infantilized a lot, and just seeing this doesn't help that feeling. When you're watching the video, the word's already going to be said. The word is already going to be said out loud. Hearing people are hearing these words, and then we don't get access to what the person is saying. Even when people are swearing, when people are saying, this helps us understand the personality of somebody, this helps us understand exactly the point that somebody's trying to get across. Yes, even if you're saying a swear word. It's just frustrating to see. We can see that somebody is swearing. Like, if I'm watching a Gordon Ramsay show, sometimes the words are actually censored on the captions. It will actually say bleep instead of just putting the word. Now, when it's on cable TV, obviously it's going to be bleeped on the show and in the captions. I understand that. But if I'm watching it on the internet where it's the uncensored version, they'll still censor it. I know Gordon Ramsay swears. Anybody who knows who Gordon Ramsay is knows that he swears like a sailor. What is the absolute point of trying to bleep out what he's saying in the captions? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And also, as my friend Andrew said on Twitter, the feature just breaks automatically when a person is saying something that they obviously said. So the feature is trying to make sure that they don't write what the creator didn't mean to say. But if they actually said what they said, if they meant what they said, so they said the F word, the swear word, and you're censoring it, what good is that doing? The feature isn't doing its job. And right now, I'm seeing videos where half of the sentence, or even almost the whole sentence, is just censored out with brackets, and I'm trying to watch the video, and I'm like, what is happening? So now I have to rely on the creator to go in and turn this thing off. Y'all couldn't even turn community contribution on. And that's why people weren't using it, quote, quote, and now community contribution is going away. And some people in the replies on my Twitter thread, I made a whole Instagram graphic. If you haven't followed me there, go follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Twitter. People were saying, man, why don't we have the option, creators should have the option to edit out all of that in the automatic captions. Well, one, you get the option to turn it off, and two, y'all didn't know that you had the option to edit your automatic captions for like 5 years now? Then again, I blame YouTube, of course, because they can't promote anything that's already there in the first place. Again, community contribution. Damn it. Creators have the option to turn that off, so I and other people who need captions have to wait on them. And chances are they're not going to go turn it off because they just don't want to. It's the same, like they could have pressed a button to turn on community contribution, but they weren't going to do that. Are they really going to do the same thing for this? And with YouTube stating that they want to improve accessibility, you've had the options to improve accessibility right in front of you this whole time. You're not actually improving on anything. You're just taking away things. You're taking away the best solutions and just giving us worse options. I absolutely agree, everybody should agree, that having the really bad words, I don't mean swear words, I mean forbidden words, I agree that there should be something that fixes that problem, because nobody wants to be saying what they're actually saying and then this shows up and they didn't actually say it. That's why I took off the automatic captions on Twitch, because it was saying slurs that I never actually said. And what I did was I implemented other ways of accessibility. I have a mod that transcribes everything in the chat. Bless my mod. And then I try to simcom, which is not the best, but if somebody needs me to type, I will type for them. But I wasn't going to work backwards when it comes to accessibility on my stream. Here's the thing, there should be a way to fix it without completely censoring everything, and there is a way, but they're not pushing it for some reason. So I've been talking with my pal Liam on this. He's a British deaf YouTuber who has also been talking about the removal of community contributions on his website. We've been talking back and forth on Twitter for a bit, and he showed me a snippet. It's on his website. They went on to add that they are working on minimizing the appearance of offensive words in captions by bettering the training of the models through context biasing, which involves machines being told to focus on a specific context away from potentially offensive language. So I'm wondering if they're actually still working on that. Like, why aren't we just focusing on that instead of bringing out this new feature that's censoring just everything. It's being overly cautious. And it's taking away accessibility from people who need it. And what happens when or if they perfect the context biasing? Are we still gonna have this feature where there's a whole bunch of brackets that are showing up in every other word? It just seems so frustrating, especially for this particular month. It's Deaf Awareness Month, and as I'm filming it, it's Deaf Awareness Week, and hopefully this video will go up on time for that. And it just seems like everything's going backwards after they've already talked with multiple deaf people, at least 2 now, one-on-one about what should be done with captions. We know that the real good solutions are there, but they don't seem to want to take those solutions and use that to better a system. They just want to take whatever they think of on the spot and then be like, oh yeah, this will be fine. Stick with the context biasing thing that you want to do. I think that's going to be the best middle ground for creators that don't want to get demonetized, because I understand, and for also viewers like myself, because I am a viewer as much as I am a creator, who want to be able to enjoy and be able to access videos. We want to be able to have the same amount of information as any other hearing viewer that was watching it without the caption. And now that I think about it, my friend Morgan has a thread, and she is an accessibility specialist. This is, by the strict definition, not equal access to content and user experience, and makes me question YouTube practices. Not only is it patronizing, but extraordinarily ableist. I don't want to be overly critical, but this is setting a very dangerous precedent for accessibility, and anyone and everyone who works with accessibility should be very concerned right now. And then a couple of comments in the articles on the Support Google page are pretty much against the idea. There are some that are for it, and then some just in general over on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, just being like, there's gotta be a different way to do this, and again, there is. So far that's all I have to say on that. Let me know what your experience is down below. How much of the brackets and that you're saying. Some videos will probably have a ton, and some videos probably won't have a lot. Just depends on who you're watching, because some people are swearers and some people are not, obviously. I have a good mixture of people that do swear and don't swear, so it's interesting to compare how much you're gonna see of brackets. Also, in case you're interested, I do have a sale going on my merch store for Deaf Awareness Week. All orders are going to be 20% off. I'll have a link to my merch store down below in the description box and in the pinned comment. And, you know, go wild if you want. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Give it a share so people know what's up. And I will see you later.